Good day and welcome to Cooking Keto Southern Style with Randy. Today we're going to get ready for some gridiron action. That's right, it's almost football season. We're about 2 weeks away, and we started talking about here at the house what we were going to do to convert some of our favorite Saturday snack appetizer meals into keto friendly football fare. So this is the first of a few episodes I'm going to do. Today we're going to actually be making pigs in a blanket. You heard me right. Little cocktail sausage weenies rolled up in a breading, and we're going to bake those suckers. I am actually going to take the pie crust recipe that I used in the southern pecan dish, make it up. We're going to chill it in the refrigerator for about an hour, then get it out, wrap up our little sausages, and cook them in the oven. So first we're going to make the pie dough. On that video, I actually never showed you how to make it. I just went through it. So let me go over the recipe first. You're going to need 1 cup of almond flour plus 5 tablespoons of almond flour, which I have right here in this bowl. Then you're going to need a ½ teaspoon of xanthan gum right here. And I've had several people ask me where to get the xanthan gum from. And in Walmart, they carry it over in the gluten-free aisle, and then they also carry it over in the fitness aisle kind of section on the baking aisle, where the almond flour is and the coconut flour. They have several flour alternatives, but the xanthan gum is over there. So that is a ½ teaspoon of xanthan gum, a ½ teaspoon of pink Himalayan salt. Then we have 3½ ounces of cold butter, and this is cold, not room temperature, because we need it to make the pie crust. 1/4 cup of cream cheese, 1 egg lightly beaten right here, and then in this little glass I have 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. So the first thing we're going to do is put our flour into the food processor, and I've already pre-measured everything out here, so get that in there. So there is the coconut flour and almond flour, and I'm going to go ahead and add the xanthan gum. And it's kind of stuck to the bowl, but that got much. The bowl was a little wet, so we'll get that out. And then the pink Himalayan salt. And I didn't realize my little measuring bowls were wet today. So we got those in there, and then we're going to put the lid on the food processor here and pulse it just a couple of times to incorporate all the dry ingredients. And then I'm going to actually cut in the butter. So I put in the 3½ ounces of butter and the 1/4 cup of the cream cheese, and we're going to pulse this till it's kind of crumbly. Remember, don't over pulse your nut flours, because you will end up making nut butters out of them. So, we're just going to kind of pulse this, get it crumbly. Okay, and as you can, let's see. The butter has not, I thought we got it all. Okay, and the butter, I have a big hunk of butter. So let me break this piece up just a little bit better. There we go. And once again, a couple more pulses, and I put this on here the wrong way every time. There we go. Pulse, pulse. Okay, and now we're going to add in our liquid, which is the 1 egg that is just lightly beaten, and the 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. And we're gonna lock that into place and just kind of pulse it till it's mixed. Okay. Now what we're gonna do is we're going to get a bowl and pour this into it and just kind of knead it up a little bit to make sure that it's incorporated well. So I have my bowl down here and I got me a rubber spatula, and we're gonna take the blade out of the food processor, and just be careful and make sure you get all of your dough off of this. So we have that released, and then we're going to remove all the remaining dough out of the food processor. Can't say that word. Food processor. Whew. Okay, so it is like a little bit of a paste, and I really think that it's incorporated pretty well. I'm gonna just make sure by flipping it a couple of times. And then what we're going to do is take a piece of cling wrap. We're gonna lightly coat it with some olive oil spray, and then we're gonna put the dough in there, and we're gonna stick it in the refrigerator and let this chill for about an hour. So now I'm going to wheel off me a little piece of, or roll off, wheel off, whatever you want to say, fairly large piece of cling wrap, and let's put the flap back over so I can cover up the blades and pull it off, and then I'm just going to put it right down here on the countertop, get it spread out. And then I have some spray olive oil right there, coat that down, and then we're going to take this ball and put it right in the center, get all of that dough out that we can, and get it off of our spatula and off of our fingers. Never fails, I always just get stuff all over me when I'm baking. So I'm going to wrap this up as tightly as I can and make sure there's no air in here, so we get that over, and then that one end up, and then I'm just, I don't want that to happen, and press it all together, make sure that it's sealed up, and I'm going to kind of roll it into a cylinder in the plastic, just so when we go to cut it here in a little bit to do the pigs in the blanket, I can get pieces off and kind of roll it. So we're going to put this in the refrigerator, let it cool for about an hour, that way the butter and the cream cheese can firm back up, and then we can cut it and we'll do the pigs in the blanket in the oven. Okay, I have 2 more to go here, and I'll have actually 30 of them done. One of the key things I found is doing this, and I wanted to share with you, is make sure you get them all dried off because they are wet. And then I just actually, that's the rest of my dough. I just cut slices instead of rolling it out like I was doing, and then just cut off pieces. And then what I do is wrap it around and then roll it between your hands, and you can evenly distribute the dough around the cocktail weenie a little better than just trying to wrap it. So I'm going to do the last 2, and I got a couple over here that I don't have quite enough dough on because I was trying to do it the other way. But as you can see, they actually look more like little pigs in a blanket now. And then we will throw these in the oven and give them a nice little bake. Okay. Need some more blanket. So we're back with our pigs in the blanket. They actually took 12 minutes plus 4 minutes plus 2 minutes, so a total of 18 minutes. They're golden brown. The bottoms are actually have a nice crust on them. I'm going to bring them over now, and we're going to give them a taste test. So here are our lovely keto pigs in the blanket. As you can see, the actual crust is very firm, but it is once again flaky. I'm going to go ahead and plate these up, and then we're going to give it a taste test. So, as any time during football season, we choose our team colors, Roll Tide, and we'll place these over here. And as you can see, the bottoms look really nice and brown. We actually have a party we're going to tomorrow night at some friend's house, and I may make these to go. As I finish plating them up, I'm going to go ahead and give you the macros on these. So for 5 of these is a serving size is what I went with, because on the cocktail weenies, the serving size on that was 5, so I chose to do 5. So 5 pigs in a blanket are 205 calories, 18 grams of fat, 3.5 net carbs, and 6.25 grams of protein. So actually that's very good. Let me move the tray out of the way here. So I have a plate here, and I'm going to squirt just a little bit of mustard out. Mustard, 0 calories, 0 net carbs, 0 anything. So hopefully these aren't too hot. I'm going to get a little mustard on the end, and we're going to give this a taste test. They are very, very tasty. Not quite like a crescent roll would be, but I'm going to tell you, you get the little bit of the crunch. So you can see that they actually hold together very well. They're not quite a crescent roll taste or texture, but I mean, they're really good. I'm going to eat another one. They actually hold together very well. I mean, there's a little crumble, but I might go just a little more with some salt in the dough mixture on this. That would be the only thing I would increase. Would just be probably just a tad bit more salt on there. But they're really, really tasty. So another option on this, it would be that you could incorporate a little bit of cheese into the dough too, and so then you could have cheesy pigs in a blanket if you wanted to. You'd have to add, calculate out the macros for whatever you did on that. If you try this recipe, please leave me comments below and give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down right down here below the video. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and if you've already subscribed, hit that bell right down there so you get immediate notifications of when my new videos come out. Help me build my subscriber base by sharing my videos and my channel with your friends on your social media apps. I greatly appreciate that. And if you have a Southern recipe you want to challenge me with to turn into keto, I encourage you to make a comment right down below. As always, the recipes, instructions, and macros will be right down below in the video description. Any link to any special ingredients I used will be down there as well. And as always, a big roll tide during football season, and y'all have a great day.